and sing along. WQOX
24/7 all day long.
88.5 FM Memphis.
88.5 WQOX. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful Thursday, and of course, it's time now for the Mad Author Spotlight. So no matter where you are in the city, hopefully you can stop for a moment and just join us as we talk with one of these great authors in the city of Memphis. And definitely, she has not just written one, but I think several writings, and we're going to talk about some of them on today. So welcome into the studio. Good morning, ma'am. Miss Andrea Hardaway. Andrea Hardaway. All right, say something to me.
Good morning.
All right, beautiful. I have you, Miss Andrea. Let's see if I can get center stage in my. Can I move this camera a little bit because I wasn't center. All right, beautiful. All right, Andrea. Now, are you originally from Memphis? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, sir. I was born in Memphis, but I lived in Millington, Tennessee, all of my life. And so I went to Millington Middle School, Millington Central High School, graduated, and then went on to get my bachelor's in psychology. Wow. Completed at Christian Brothers University. Okay. And then published my first book after that in 2019. Okay. And then got my master's in computer information systems at Christian Brothers University as well. So. Wow.
All right, so let's go back and unpack some of that. First of all, did you ever meet Justin Timberlake?
I did not.
What? How you going to meet Millington and all that?
I know.
Okay. Have you ever met Kavanje? I think he's from down there in Millington. Kevin Brayton? No, you never met him?
I haven't met him.
All right, well, you're going to meet him today, so we're going to work it out. Anyway, so welcome into 88.5, and it sounds like that there had to be somebody in your family who really thought education was important. Yes. Tell me about that. Who was that?
Definitely both my parents. Okay. Very reiterated education being an importance. So.
What's the name? Just give him a shout out.
My mom is, Dr. Andrea Hardaway, and my dad is Andrew Hardaway Sr. So.
All right, that's what's up. And so no Penny Hardaway, though. That's what you're saying. Somewhere down in there, maybe, possibly?
Somewhere, yes, sir.
Maybe I can get on the team then. I'm going to get in good with you, and I can get on the team. Anyways, all right, so obviously, like I said, they had a love for education because you didn't just do high school and then stop. You didn't just do college and stop. You went on even back more. Yes, so that's good. So do you have siblings, a lot of brothers and sisters?
I have two brothers, a twin brother, actually, and then a younger brother.
Oh, wow. So how was that, growing up with a twin brother?
It was cool. I mean,
you have nothing to compare it to, huh? It's the only life you've known.
Right.
But I wonder if it would have been different if you had a twin sister, though. You know what I mean?
I think it would be.
Do you think about that sometimes, or you don't even think about that?
I have thought about having a sister before. I feel like it would be different.
Yeah. It worked out. It's all good. All right. So now the writing bug, though, because we know the intellectual and the educational part was always there. And what some of the schools you say you went to Millington High School.
Millington.
Then you went to Christian Brothers. Okay. Yes. All right. But where along the way did somebody either encourage you or you saw that you had a gift for writing?
So when I was younger, it first started with having a love for reading. So it started with that passion, and I am heavily into fiction writing. So the stories that make up characters and the plot line is just exciting to me. And so I'm like, well, maybe I could do this. And I was actually known in middle school for writing stories and sharing them with my friends and peers. And they're like, oh, that's going to be an author one day. So it was very in the works a long time. So
wow. All right, so that's love for reading, though. Well, how does that happen? You see your parents reading, they make you read. It was just in you. Where did that come from?
It came from like having family members recommend books to me. So when I found out one that I enjoyed, that's what like got me into like finding more and more books that went along the line of what I enjoyed reading and what was interesting to me.
Who'd you say? You say
a family member would recommend books to me. Different,
I've seen it in movies. I've seen movies where kids are interested in books, and then somebody gives them. I saw Joe. It was I don't know if you saw Joe, but Joe was weird. He worked at a bookstore, and so I've seen people do that, but I've never seen it in real life. So to see your story and to hear your story, I'm sure you're not an anomaly. We just don't get to see the fact that people can really encourage someone else to find something that they love just because they encouraged you. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and that's, it seems so simple, but man, it's so profound. All right, so you got into writing, and Lord knows you already knew enough educational people to kind of help you, steer you along the way. But for his writing, because it's a process to it, how did you kind of know that start, middle, and end? How did you get into that?
Getting into that, it took learning what worked like for me. So the planning process, like I would sit down, write down the characters, their personality, what themes I wanted to come out in the book. And then once I get through the planning process, I start the writing process. So when I'm just inspired, like something may happen in life that encouraged me, like, ooh, I should write about this or turn this into part of the book. And so I would use those moments of like inspiration to sit down and just write for however long it took. And then once the process was done, I decided to like share with my mom, and she was very instrumental in encouraging me to publish my first book. And so that's when I went into looking into research and finding out how to get the book published.
All right, we're going to get into that a little more in just a second. But The Evolution of an Introverted Soul, was that the first one?
That's the last one.
The last one. Okay. So then That Girl is the first one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is that?
So That Girl is based off of a character who is in college, and she transferred from different schools. And so going to a new school, learning to balance her social life, school life, work life, and also discovering her purpose in that time. And so I recommend that a lot for, young adults or kids that's interested in college and wanting to know like what to do after.
Was it total fictitious, or did you have a roommate come in that was searching and you kind of took her stuff? Or was it you? And you kind of, it was a combination of all. How'd they work?
It was heavily based off of personal experience, because I did transfer schools from Union to Christian Brothers, and then also learning to balance like working and going to school and having a social life and discovering my purpose. So it was heavily based off of personal experience.
So you really are that girl. That girl. Okay, I got you. And so then you went through the trials and tribulations, then you were telling people about it. And you told your twin brother, and then you told your little brother, and then you told your mom. And your mom said, look, baby, write a book. I want to hear all that. And then you said, what made you think that your life could be a book? I mean, just because you were telling people, or you just felt that it was interesting? Or I ain't going to say your life, because it wasn't necessarily your life. But this story was compelling.
Right. Yes, sir. So it was just like, I knew the situation was unique. I know everyone has their own personal stories, but I felt like maybe someone else could relate, like some of the things that occurred and lessons that I learned from the experience could probably help someone else who may be going through the same thing. So I felt like it would be good to put it in book form to reach others. Did
you have to embellish the truth to make it more compelling, or it was already good on its own?
Well, it is fiction, so I did have to add some stuff and change some things around, but a lot of the like backstory is from personal experience. So.
And then Gaston came in, and he had all right. And then of course Break Every Chain. Is that kind of what it sounds like? Like maybe you got some deliverance from something, or getting free from something? And tell us a little bit about that one.
So it's actually a connection to the character from the first book, and the person in that book gets married in this one. So it really is just like describing the different kind of things that can happen within a marriage to try to break a couple apart. So and how they like deal with those or overcome those obstacles that try to come against their union. So.
Okay, I got you. I never would have thought that out of that, but Break Every Chain, that's good. And then Perception, what is that?
Perception is about two different characters told from two different perspectives. So I switch viewpoints in this book to get the perspective of two different people who meet right before a pandemic happens, and details whether their new interaction can withstand the trials of a pandemic and also the personal things that go on in their lives.
Find out, read, and see if they can overcome the obstacles. Perception. All right, and then The Valley.
The Valley is about a character from the best friend from the character in the first book. So they're kind of connected. There's a lot going on. And she is a lawyer and entrepreneur, but she also has past trauma as well. So someone from her past tries to come back into her life. And so it details like how she handles that Valley experience, whether she overcomes or succumbs to.
Find out. Get the new book, The Valley. All right, all these are ready for TV movies, huh? They ready. All right, and then The Evolution of a Introverted Soul, your final book.
Yes, so that one's a bit different because it's more nonfiction. It's actually a collection of poetry from over the years. So back from middle school, my poetry, yes, sir. From over the years, so from middle school, high school, up to present day, just detailing documenting the change of my writing and also the different lessons that I've learned as a person personally over time in that period. So.
Would you consider yourself to be an introvert though?
I am. Yes.
Yeah. And isn't it amazing how you can be so extrovertical, if that's a word, in the proper settings though? It's got to be the right setting.
Yes.
And they'd be like, "Is that Andrea?"
Right. Yeah.
Jesus. Wait a minute. All right. So do you then say, because you're an introvert, that the act of writing allows you to do what?
It allows me to express myself, use my voice. It's very instrumental in being able to get my thoughts on paper and just get out what I want.
Yeah.
To say if I'm not able to talk to someone or be in social settings, I can go to paper, pen, or type on a computer and get out my thoughts and how I'm feeling and what's going through my head. So
and does that make you feel better?
It does.
Really? Yeah, have you ever written something and then looked at it maybe a week later and said, "Ooh, I can't believe I wrote this"? I mean, do you get that free in your writing, or are you always measured when you write everything?
I get that free in journaling, but just not something that I would put out there.
Yeah.
But I can get that free with it.
I asked if you're just joining us, y'all, we got a little more time left, but I am talking with Andrea Hardaway. Right, and she is an author of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like 5 books. That Girl, Break Every Chain, Perception, The Valley, and Evolution of a Introverted Soul. So you guys can find her. She'll tell us how we can find her on social media in a moment, though. But I'd asked another one of my guests, a younger person such as yourself, how do you deal with the privacy of journaling? Because I know I'm not a journalologist, but when I was trying to do it because the people recommended it, I was always afraid that somebody would get the journal. Yeah. I mean, so how do you deal with that?
So you
live alone.
I've been that's an option. So I do writing, handwritten journals, and then also typing out my thoughts as well. So keeping it on a computer that's locked or safe, or having a written journal, keeping it in your own personal space. But so I mean, I keep my stuff close to me. That if someone gets it, I don't I don't know.
Okay, all right. Well, I was just wondering if you had something, because I know a lot of people like to do it, and I would imagine it's a headache for a lot of people, especially in today's society. But again, I guess it's your thoughts, so they are what they are. All right. So now let's go back to the nuts and bolts real quickly in the few minutes we have left. So when you decided to write that first book, I'm sure your mom and everybody encouraged you. But what kind of process did you learn about an editor, about printing, give us some of that right quick.
Right. So I learned about the process, reaching out to people to talk with them through what to do, and then also did my own personal research. Okay. And so figuring out what steps I needed to take, I then reached out to those that can help me. So like you said, mentioning an editor, I have an editor that's edited all 5 of my books, Rakisha from RG Edits. Okay. She edited everything. And then also after that, finding someone that would design the cover. Yeah. So I did the first one, but the others I've sought help with.
You did that, girl? You did this one?
Yes, sir.
Because I'm fussing because ain't no pictures in there.
Okay.
Peter. But anyway, yeah, all right. So, and give me the lady name. Rakita, what's her name?
Rakisha Gray from RG Edits.
Is she doing it now? Is she doing
She's
it for
still
business?
Editor.
All right, let's say her name slow. Because y'all write this down. Rakisha Gray. And they can find her at, what's the name of the company?
RG Edits.
RG Edits, I would imagine .com, maybe, I don't know, but just put in RG Edits, and then holler at Rakisha, and let's make sure we get her busy. All right, so then, so you got it with Rakita. She was an editor, and then what you said about the cover, the rest of the covers?
So the first cover I did myself, but the others I found someone on Fiverr.com and got.
I always messed up. Can you spell Fiverr?
Fiverr.
Yeah, 2 R's. That's what be messing me up.
Yes.
So y'all hear that? Write that down, because you can get a lot of good stuff from Fiverr for cheap. And then when you get more money, you can get stuff for expensive. They all on there, but you just find the one that works with your budget. Right. All right, I digress. All right, so then Fiverr, you got the cover, and then the printing.
Printing. So I actually am self-published. Will self-publish all those books.
You went
so
to the library. You just out. Pinko. No, I'm just kidding.
I used a website. So for the first couple of books, I used Lulu.com.
Okay.
And then I moved on to use Amazon's self-publishing website to do it, and it's just pretty like the different steps, just uploading your manuscript and the cover, and then submitting it for publication. So
people often reminisce about their first kiss, first date, or even their first love. However, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. This is That Girl. It's available in stores now. Where can they find your stuff?
So
your books, rather. I'm sorry.
The books are available. All of them are on Amazon. The first 2 are available on Barnes & Noble, Walmart, online retail stores like that. So,
have you ever seen a hardback copy like in a store that you went into and saw your book?
I did once before.
How did it make you feel?
It was really awesome.
Just standing. Excuse me, man. We're closing. You're just standing there 3 hours later, just looking at your book. Okay. So, what do you say to people that are, maybe bitten by the writing bug, where they don't feel they really have nothing to say, figure they don't have the wherewithal to get it done, figure, that it's just too hard? What do you say to them?
Well, I would encourage those that feel that way to just go ahead and do it. Write the book, get it out, whatever it is that you have to say, and go from there. Like, because I did honestly go through a period where I was like feeling like this, wasn't really gonna happen. But like after getting it out there and feeling like so good about the completed work, and I was like, I got to share this with somebody.
Wow.
And so, just if you feel that desire to write it, or just needing encouragement, find it, like, just take your time and like do the writing, do the work, and just encourage not to give up on it. Because
first of all, nobody's looking for it, so you just take your time, because we don't know if you never even finish it. Right. Secondly, to her point, just write. And you may never put it out to the world, but you'll have it. And then if you decide to, now it's all there, and somebody can tell you how to put it together. But if you never write, then it never starts. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Some shouts out to some folk that have been instrumental in your life. We heard about mom and dad, but anybody else?
Yes, I would like to shout out Faith Redemption Church for their support with pastors Kenny and Tanisha Holiday for being important in my life, and then also Pastor Dr. David Connor with the New Life the Way Church of Memphis, and also all of my family and friends for their continued support. I appreciate it, and just thankful to God for this opportunity, and thankful to you for giving me this chance to be able to speak on this platform.
No problem. The social media platforms they can find you.
Yes, I'm on Instagram at LittleDreDre18.
I'm sorry, little who? Little who? Not little bitty you. Hey, I'm little JJ, dog. What's up? She's been so reserved and professional. And, I'm sorry.
That was a high school nickname, so I had stuck with it when I back then.
You was on MySpace with it, so you just transferred it on over, huh?
Yeah, just carry it over.
Okay. What is it? I'm sorry.
Little Dre18.
Dre? D-R?
D-R-E. Okay,
Little Dre.
Yes.
13 what?
18. It's just Little Dre18.
At Instagram, what is it?
Oh, that's on Instagram. That's the Instagram handle. And then Facebook is just Andrea Hardaway.
Okay. So. Your mom told you. No, it's going to be Andrea, honey. And Andrea is spelled Andrea?
Yes, sir.
What's the little thing up there called?
The apostrophe.
How can you even do it? I've been trying. You can do that with a typewriter?
With, I use Word to find the, insert the syllable and symbol. And
that's what I was talking about, y'all, the little symbol there. I'm sorry. See how I get so sidetracked on the smallest thing? Anyway, but Andrea, thank you so much for this time. And out of the 5 books, which is your favorite?
Ooh,
I know. It's like picking your kid, huh?
I guess probably That Girl, just because it was the first and resonated with the most. So
if we had to read one, and what would it be? If somebody's out there right now, they can only buy one of these books. Which one would you say they should buy?
Buy all of them. No,
all of them one at a time.
Right. Probably, I guess that girl would be the one to.
All right.
start.
So she's just really recommending that girl. I suggest y'all get that girl. And I've got that girl here. Is this a copy for me?
Yes, sir.
You gonna sign it?
It is signed.
It is signed? Let me see
Should
what you say. Michael Davis, you're so handsome and tall, and you're so wonderful. And you talking about this little thing right there? Yeah,
I didn't know how I was signing.
You better say something to me. I'm gonna learn you. Today. Anyway, thank you so very much, Andrea. For real, I really appreciate your gift, and it has made room for you. And I pray that it continues to do so, and that you continue to encourage others. And education is important. That's why she has got so much of it. And we just appreciate you. I'll give you the final word though. Say the last word. I'm not gonna talk no more.
Okay. Well, thank you for this time.
Okay, that was quick.